make sure I got sound. Sounds
Oh,
good.
and try to.
Now we're all playing it, but yeah. Can you hear us now?
Testing, testing.
We have sound.
Thank you.
Good morning, Lee.
Yeah, is Lee on camera? Let's see if he's on camera. Oh, yeah, there he is. This is on Wishing for Summer. He's over here.
It's gonna be cold. Look at that t-shirt and
That triple challenge
65.
last week, he was in short sleeves.
Lee's a stick.
Good morning, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting to order and ask everyone to please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We would need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support. Anything further? Okay, nothing else. Show of hands, please. All right, we are at our first opportunity for citizens or delegations who would like to address the board. I've not read my script, but if anyone wants to, just a reminder that you're limited to 3 minutes, and our policy states that we ask that you please not use board member or staff members' names, and direct all comments directly to the entire board. While you think, see if you want to come up, we have 2 letters that Summer received to be read, so we will go ahead and read those at this time.
This letter is from Tracy Granada. I am writing as a concerned community member and parent of 2 elementary school children who saw the social media post in regards to a special board meeting happening on Saturday at 8 a.m. I know that the state of Michigan has approved a waiver for the school days lost during the northern Michigan ice storm this spring, and I know the school board has a final say to approve the waived days. As a parent, I respectfully urge you to consider this decision by the state and accept the state granted waiver for these emergency closures. The storm was clearly an act of God, one no one could have predicted or prevented. Thankfully, the state of Michigan acknowledges this by offering districts the opportunity to waive such days. It's a chance to show understanding, flexibility, and leadership in the face of nature's disruption. While I understand there may be some concern about lost instructional time, I believe the greater loss may come from not from a few days missed of school, but pushing students and staff past their limit during an already long and emotional draining school year. Extending the year for these missed days risks creating a disengaged, distracted, and mentally checked out school community. This could undermine any intended academic benefit. Students, teachers, and staff have worked hard all year, often under difficult and unpredictable conditions. Adding more days to the calendar after June 12 risks eroding the motivation, focus, and emotional well-being that they already stretched thin. Let's not overlook the value of ending the school year on a strong and positive note. Waiving these ice days sends a powerful message of empathy, balance, and trust in our school community. It honors the hard work already done during this time by our APS staff to maintain balance for when the students return to finish the year strong, and acknowledges that learning is about quality, not just quantity. Please consider accepting the waiver from the state and allowing June 12 to stand as our final day. I believe this decision would be in the best interest of our students, teachers, and entire school community. Thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration.
Please speak louder.
The next letter is from Stacy McEwen. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
I apologize for not submitting this before 5 p.m. deadline. I was unaware that I could email my concerns until just now. In fact, I wouldn't have known about the meeting at all had a friend not mentioned it. I'm writing to express my concern about the last-minute scheduling of this special meeting, particularly given the possibility that the board may consider not approving the state's recommendation to waive days missed during the state of emergency. Holding a meeting on such short notice especially during a holiday weekend, raises questions about transparency and the efficient use of taxpayers' resources. This decision could have been communicated and handled through regular channels or email without the need for a special session. The current end of school date, June 12, already stretches the school year deep into summer. By early June, many of our students are emotionally and mentally fatigued. This year has been particularly challenging due to the natural disaster, and extending the school year further would not only stress our students and families. Summer is a crucial time for families. Many have already made plans for vacations, camps, and other commitments. These moments are precious and fleeting. Children grow up fast, and we only get a limited number of summers with them. I deeply appreciate the compassion the state has shown by recommending the waiver, and I urge the board to accept it without delay. I hope this can be a straightforward decision made in the best interest of our students and families. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Anyone else? Okay, if not, we'll move on to our one action item, which is the 2024 ice storm forgiveness.
All right, well, first off, thanks everyone for coming in and on such short notice. Appreciate that. So I just want to kind of walk through the timeline that brings us here today. So on May 6th, Cam Cabot's House Bill 4345 was approved by the House of Representatives. This week's Senate on May 21st approved it. I was incorrect. I think I sent out an update saying the governor has signed it. She has not signed it as far as I know as of right now. She is fully expected to sign it. So for comparison, this happened once prior in 2018-19. Does anyone remember how many snow days we used? It was 19, I think, wasn't it? And so, number one, all of those snow days happened well before April 1st. To the point where it went through the legislature the same as this process is making its way through. But on May 10th, the governor had signed it back then. So we are sitting at May 24th, 14 days later, still waiting for the governor's signature. So with that, as soon as the Senate passed it, I reached out to the board and said, hey, we should probably get going on this so that we can notify our parents as soon as possible. But understand, from a legislative standpoint, this is still not resolved. However, the way the bill is written, there is no time frame for what we need to do. That's dictated in the law. However, for the benefit of our staff, students, families, communities, getting that decision out as soon as possible is most beneficial, especially since we are 14 days behind the last time this happened. So I just wanted to go through to some details here. And so as far as scheduling the meeting, we're required, if it's an emergency meeting, to provide 18 hours notice. And if we're not able to provide that 18 hours notice, we have to provide a justification as to why. This meeting was posted well in advance of 18 hours, not quite 24, but I'm not sure what time it actually went out. But we're well within that.
Can I interrupt you really quick? Yeah, and just to let people know, we do have quorum, we're at 4, and it was really challenging. Monica actually was the only one who could do all 3, but we put out there a wide spectrum of dates to meet, and today we could get 4 people here, Monday we could get 3, Tuesday we could get 3, so definitely not ideal. Thank you staff and community members for showing up on holiday weekend. We're just wanted to, make quorum and, like Dave said, be as on timetable as we can with end of the year quickly approaching. So.
Yeah. Okay, so the state provides that we have to have 180 days for students in a school year. Our contract has a surplus day of 181 student days. The state annually provides for 6 snow days, and then they also give you the option of applying for an additional 3 days beyond those. In my experience, anytime a district has asked for one of those or all 3 of those days, they've been approved. So while in a de facto you have 6 days, you really have up to 9 days that are pretty guaranteed to be approved. So coming up to the ice storm, we had used 7 days. Our last day was February 13th, prior to the ice storm. So with that being 7 days, with our surplus day of 181 days, we would only have to report 6 of those days to the state of Michigan. Again, because we have an additional student day in our schedule. The ice storm started on March 31st. We didn't return at school until April 9th. And that was a total of 7 days due to the ice storm. So for the year, we had a total of 14 days that we were out due to snow days, ice storm days, act of God days. So working from that 14, if you subtract the 6 that we are granted, 6 snow days, you subtract the 3 waiver days, and then the 1 surplus day, that comes out to needing to potentially forgive 4 days. And so that's what we're talking about at this point, forgiving 4 days, which would extend our school year from, first day would be June 13th, 14th, 15th, June 16th, 17th, and 18th. So we currently get out on a Thursday, it would extend it to that following Wednesday there. Again, the discussion right now is around forgiving technically all 7 of the ice storm days, but it really comes down to a matter of 4 days above and beyond the typical approval process. I know everyone wants to stay here a long time on a Saturday morning, so bear with me. So what happens if we do extend the school year for those days? There is an attendance requirement on those makeup days or extension days of 60% of the student body. Typically it's 75% on a normal day. And so our senior class will not be in session, and that's 7.4% of our student body. Subtract away families with plans, staff with plans, things like that. We're starting not at 100%, but at 100% minus 7.4% because the senior class won't be in attendance. If we don't hit 60% on any one of those 4 days, there is a very convoluted formula of how the state would take a financial penalty for us. So I'll try to make this relatively clear. So our daily payment from the state of Michigan is $210,150. So when they look at our daily rates, they take the annual funding and then break it down by that 180 days. It comes out to $210,150. The metric on those 4 days is 60% of the attendance. If we hit 60% of the attendance, no harm, no foul. If we're 3% below, so if 57% attends on that day, they prorate. They take that 3% of the full amount and prorate it to that 60%, to then take that portion out of our daily amount. So in other words, if you're at 57%, you still get something, but you don't get the 210,000, you get a, again, convoluted formula of a percentage of that total amount. Depending on how far it is, the farther below, the larger percentage is taken out of that payment. Is that fairly accurate, Mary, and fairly understandable? The only way you would lose full $210,000 was if nobody showed up on that day. But you're more than likely, you're going to see not hitting that 60% mark, and so we would be losing those, whatever percentage of that funding is. So I guess that was a whole lot. Any questions on that portion of it so far? No.
No, I don't want to stay here any longer. I guess my only question would be, sitting at the governor's desk, if this is delayed or God forbid, not pass, what would that look like?
So if it passes again, there's nothing that says when we have to do this. If it doesn't pass,
June 18th.
yeah, I
I would
assume.
think, I feel like it's all
Yeah.
Yeah.
passed unanimously as it went through the first process, and then I think there were 2 people who opposed it in the Senate maybe,
Yeah.
but, yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Go
No,
ahead.
I just have just a couple comments. I just think this vote, there's a lot of factors to look at in this, because, I mean, obviously, we've never really voted on anything like this before, and, you know, I feel bad for the kids losing almost 3 weeks of academics. You know, I think that's quite a hit, especially when our scores are not the best, but, you know, I'd like to kind of look at even next year's calendar too. Just because I know we go till, I think, June 10th next year, and I know you guys did vote on that already. I was not on the board at that time when the vote went through, but I'd like to spend some time actually looking at it with you, Dave, and kind of go through it, and, you know, just to educate me more on some of these days that we have off, and how maybe in the future we can look at this, because we are in northern Michigan. We have a lot of snow days, a lot of ice days. I mean, granted, apart from the disaster that happened, we do have a lot of snow days, so. But that's all.
Okay.
Anything else?
Ready for a motion?
Yeah, I'm ready for, I'm ready for motion if you are.
I move to exempt the district from the minimum number of hours and days of pupil instruction and approve the additional forgiven time for the period of March 31st through April 8th due to the declared state of emergency, and to authorize the superintendent to complete and submit all necessary documentation to finalize the approval.
Anyone want to support your motion?
Second it.
Anything further? All in favor, show of hands, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we are our second opportunity for any citizens or delegations who would like to address the board. Okay, advanced planning, ACES graduation on the 4th. June 8th is Alpena High School graduation. June 9th, we have Thunder Bay Junior High 8th grade recognition. June 10th is our APS retirement dinner at the Aplex. June 23rd, our workshop meeting back here, and June 30th, our regular meeting back here. And with that, have a great weekend, be safe, and we will adjourn.
17 minutes.